Okay.
Hello.
Why are you here?
Because you called at
Yes.
11 this morning.
Yeah, 11. Do you know why?
It's something about your neighbours shouting at you.
Yes, correct. Is your body camera on?
Yep.
Good, thank you. Come in. There you go, so. Good. Okay, so the context is over the last 2 weeks. Who has bail conditions to make contact with me directly or indirectly, not do anything that cause fear, alarm, or distress, don't flee the country, don't provide false information to the police. He's been doing that for the last 2 weeks. And this is now another incident in that same way. Everything is quiet until my carer leaves, but just before 11, and at just that time, he comes out and starts loudly talking to nobody, knowing nobody's here to talk. Nobody's here to hear him apart from me. And he's standing out there with his kid, shouting about a noise we're making, and about how antisocial and nasty we are. And there's no one here apart from me. And he knows that. He saw the car go, and this is what he does. And everyone says to me, it's not contact, it's not direct contact, it's not indirect contact, he didn't use your name directly, he didn't talk to you directly, he didn't directly talk to someone else about you. I don't care about any of that. It is still contact, it is still distressing, it's still alarming, and he should not be doing anything like that, even if he didn't have police bail conditions, which he does. General Police Bail Conditions, Section 9, as you know, do not interfere with the course of justice, do not attempt to pervert the course of justice. That is what he's been doing. In the same vein as doing that, he is continually now, again, talking to people about noises that no one can hear. He's trying to make people think we're making noise, just by saying all these noises are happening, hoping people just believe him.
About these?
Yes.
Is it the Fox things?
Yes, and that was the previous incident, already reported. Yesterday we had a lady come up and down the street, going to every door, knocking on the door, blaming everyone for the loud noise. I.e., she had no idea where it was coming from or what it was. She was not directly impacted by this, she was just going on what her grandson told her, who apparently came to a neighbourhood apparently yesterday, maybe, but I can't confirm any of that. All I know is she came to the door and immediately started accusing my father of the loud noisy family. And then your noisy foster parents are going off now and looking for them. There are literally no foster parents out there. There were 2 weeks ago.
It is, because I can even hear
There were now. And the ones that were 2 weeks ago I took in to make room for another thing which doesn't make any noise at all. So I decided to replace it with those spray guns instead. But even those ones have been there for 6 months. Those aerial cables in there. So they cannot make any noise, because what the guy does is he, when no one's looking, pokes them, bashes them, props them, puts water over them, in various ways to make them malfunction, to make them make a noise which you could be complaining about. To stop that happening, I cut all the wires inside to make sure they can't do anything apart from make blinking lights going on. And I recently found even that has broken, because everything was drenched in water inside, because it tipped water over them. Not the point. The point is, there was a lady who may have had a genuine concern, did not live in the area, was going down every single house in the road, starting way at the top, asking everybody accusatory about the horrible noise you're making. And when they got, of course, they've been recognised this lady. They've been told we know exactly who's doing it. It's those people next door. They're horrible people. They're making all this noise. They've got all this pest deterrents. And she was looking for something like that. So confirmation bias then took over, of course, which is why she was so angry with my father, because now she's got someone literally telling her what she wants to hear. There may have been a general complaint. There may be a general problem. I don't know. But this lady has been weaponised, and as a result, it created a situation where has forced contact contact with. He has pissed off a random third-party person and falsely told her lies about us in order to further harass us. That is indirect contact. That is third-party contact. That counts.
So you're saying there's no longer any Fox deterrents working?
No. They haven't been for 6 months because we had to disable them all. Well, we weren't obliged to legally. We voluntarily did it just to stop them complaining.
Yeah.
Because every time they complain, the police come down here, we have to go through the same rigmarole. And we literally had the police crawl through the entire damn house while I was having an epileptic fit on the stairs. Unsupervised, they went through my entire house, looking everything apart. If there was anything, they would have found it. But there was nothing, because there is nothing, never has been anything. It's all lies. There are things that make noise. There are things that make noise, but that's a medical device. And don't talk about that. Okay, it's a medical device. I'm not going to have that argument again.
Okay, that's fine.
I have medical devices in this home. I have tinnitus. They're legal devices. They affect nobody else. And if anyone says anything else, they're liars. I don't care if you can hear it. You're meant to hear it.
I was just commenting. Okay? I can hear them.
Don't care. I've had so many officers come here and say, "Oh, I can hear the noise." Go away. And the next thing I know, I've got a murder report on about me being mentally unbalanced or some bollocks. And that just makes me angry thinking about it. What you are hearing is a device which is just down here. Look at this. That's a tinnitus masking device. It's a medical tool. I've had police confiscate medical devices from my home because somebody said they were causing a noise nuisance.
Yeah.
And that was a lie. But nobody bothered to check the lie. Those guys are pathological liars. Everything they say must be distrusted unless they can prove categorically with evidence what they're saying is true. But no one bothers. They just believe in what they say. And this poor lady, who may have a little problem, came down every single house in the road.
Yeah.
The fact she did that means she did not know where the noise was coming from. She could not verify it. She probably couldn't even hear it. She was going on what her grandson had said. According to the statement she made to us, her grandson came down the other day and was screaming at me.
Yeah.
That may be true, I don't know. But the fact she went down to every single house down the entire neighbourhood means that she obviously couldn't localise where it was.
Yeah.
Otherwise she wouldn't be doing that. She didn't come directly here saying you are making this noise until do so.
Yeah.
And I've got it on tape. That is a different report, but I have it on tape.
Is that the one that you were calling on the phone to police with as we came in?
There's a different report. Talking me online and deleting my accounts online. That's a different report. I might.
That's the one that you were on the phone to.
Yes. Yeah.
You online and deleting your account.
Yes, I created an account on Nextdoor yesterday.
Yeah.
Because of the incident yesterday, because it's highly disturbing.
Yeah.
This poor lady probably had some legitimate concern.
Yeah.
But she didn't know what it was. She had no idea. She had no idea what she was looking for. All she had was the word of her grandson, and him is subjective.
Yeah.
She was a nosy, busybody, obnoxious lady, but that's not a crime yet. But she wouldn't have reacted with my father the way in which she did had he not literally stoked the fire.
Okay.
Okay, but they always make noise. They've always made complaints for the last year about, oh, I can't go in my garden because of the noises, and I can't use my property because of the noises you're making, and oh, I can't sleep at night, and you keep me up at night, and I've got headaches all night, and you name it, they've said it.
So sorry, just to clarify, the incident you're reporting today is about them in the back garden,
yes,
not with the lady.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then the other one that you want to report is his.
Yes.
Got your account deleted or something like that.
Yes. Okay. Let's start with this quickly.
Okay.
We've got around the circles a bit. Sorry.
Nice.
Everything was fine. My father went out. The minute my father went out, he came out, walking up and down, pretending to start mowing the lawn or whatever.
Yeah.
And was just shouting loudly over the fence towards my open window. Otherwise, how could I have heard it from inside my own bedroom?
Yeah.
I wasn't outside. I was in my own bedroom, double glazing. I heard him clearly. He was shouting over my window. That should not be a thing. That doesn't happen. So he was deliberately shouting directly up towards my window, otherwise I couldn't have heard it. Shouting things about horrible noises we're making and how antisocial we are. And what's these horrible noises? Why? It's a joke. And it's an absolute joke or something. Yeah, it was an absolute joke, yes. He made 3 or 4 comments such as that. And then when the lawnmower was going and this kid was trying to get his attention, he goes, I can't hear you, all this damn noise is going on. And again, shouting up at my window, knowing I'm the only person here. I've got autism, I'm blind, he's already broken into my property several times, stealing devices, breaking devices. I have an electric fence to stop him climbing over my fence and smashing my devices that way. He started doing that when I put a line on the back fence. He started to climb over the fence. So I put an electric fence up to stop him doing that.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I'm having an interview of the Culture Plus 3 because that electric fence I was forced to install because they're violating my property, destroying my property.
Yeah.
It's causing them feeling under distress. I mean, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where you're essentially, it's like you can't put barbed wire up in your garden, isn't it?
Okay, you can't put barbed wire in the garden. That's not barbed wire.
It
That's
hurts.
not dangerous. It
hurts,
doesn't.
doesn't
It
it?
doesn't.
And what's the deterrent of it doesn't hurt?
It makes you think about not wanting to
I'm
do it.
afraid we can't really tell you much more than you've probably heard from other officers, in that he's not speaking to you, he's in his garden speaking to his own child.
He went into his garden with the purpose of causing feeling under distress, knowing no one else was here, shouting up at my window to make sure I heard.
How was he?
How would he know that you're the only one here?
Because I live here with my father got in his car, the car went. He has a ring doorbell, and he literally has a camera pointed at my back door.
Yeah.
In the same way that, yes.
No. These are security cameras, which are there for legitimate security purposes and
sure they are.
compliance with all of the law. Has a non-compliant camera pointed directly at my back door and nothing else. Nothing else at all. He had one pointing to this door over here. I think there was no gone. He's got a similar one at the front pointing directly at my front door. Has no function of security whatsoever. It's done for intimidation. He's also got a ring doorbell, which he has used in the past to literally torment, harass and annoy. Literally narrating what we're doing in our own garden, so he can see exactly what we're doing in the front garden. That ring doorbell can see all of our property effectively. So don't talk to me about what I can and can't record legally. He's recording stuff illegally with intention to cause people under distress. I'm recording things to prevent crime and antisocial behaviour, which I'm entitled to do.
Okay. As regards the being in his own garden, he's not addressed you directly.
Yes, he has.
Not.
Yes, he has.
From what you were saying,
He's shouting up at my window, addressing me up at my window. No one else is up there. I'm up there.
From what
He knows
you've
I'm
already
up
said,
there.
it
No one else
sounds
is
like
there.
he's been talking to his child. We
No, it wasn't.
can put these complaints on. There's an ongoing crime report, I believe.
Part of it
The harassment
included,
issues between the two of you.
part of it included his child saying "Daddy, Daddy," and him saying "I can't hear you." Turned off the lawnmower. All these bloody noises. It's an absolute joke. While shouting those words up at my window, not at his child. That is directed contact. That is what he was doing.
He's not talking to you, is what I'm saying. He's talking to his child about you, which is
So,
It's what he would
effectively,
say,
how's
isn't
that
it?
different? Okay? If somebody in front of you, in front of your mother, said, "Hey, that guy's a c," you wouldn't have been happy about that, would you? You wouldn't say, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter because you weren't interested to me." It's still said, it still has an impact. The impact is measurable. That is the test, not who it was directed to in terms of words. It is the effect that matters.
In terms of bail conditions, it is
does.
very much who it's directed
very
to.
much directly.
Okay, the bill conditions do not specify who the contact must be, how the contact must be.
It is
Contact, direct
contact.
or indirect, is probably
It's-
how it's worded. Without
No,
even being-
it doesn't say direct or indirect contact, and by the way, if he happens to be addressing someone else, it doesn't count. Unless that is specified, every contact matters. It's the other way around, not the way you're saying it.
I
Well-
don't think we're going to agree here.
I think we'll agree to disagree.
We'll
I'll
add this
update
to
the report that's already ongoing, and we'll leave it there.
Okay, so you're not going to accept that as a breach of bill conditions. Okay?
No, I'm not.
Okay. You're not going to accept the fact that
But then I haven't seen his bail conditions, so I'm.
I've got a copy of them.
Why would you have a copy of his bail conditions?
It's fine.
Oh, so you've got bail conditions.
Apparently, well, technically I have.
What are your bail conditions?
It's very simple. Mine are not to make direct contact with him or his family.
And by calling me here, you would like me to go and speak to him. Is that not indirect contact?
You are the police and you're the authorities.
Thank you very much. So, I'm going to report. I will add this to the report that's ongoing, and we'll leave it at that as such. Okay.
But you,
Thank you very
you
much.
still have the other matter to discuss.
That's fine. He's deleted your account. I assume he's.
But you,
Thank you very much.
still have the other matter to discuss.
That's fine. He's deleted your account. I assume he's reported your account on Nextdoor and
Yes.
it's got it deleted.
Yes, which means he's stalking me online.
Okay.
There's no way that can happen.
Right, so.
Right, Father, before we
So these stop devices, rather than turning off the way done is, you put some little electric current in their socket and they'll ignite. Obviously low. And you put a fucking thing over it. Stop you turning it off. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. There we go. You only got me to put them back out there and you're an accessory to them. Probably when it goes out as well. Yeah, go on, tell me what to do, go on, yeah. Well done, Nicholas, well done, mate. Look at that flying around using a hammer. A miracle. Seems like a miracle, look at this. Ow! Oh wow, did you hit your mum there? Did you hit your mum?
Your hands on top.
I'm having trouble concentrating.
Yeah, I know.
Be careful, you don't hit your thumb again. Come on, mate. Knock. I've got a job actually if you want one. Do a bit of labouring for me.
Are we done?
We'll see how strong that is later.
Can you see down there? What are you looking for? Bring the pressure up.
What's on it when we're in the car? Just get.
It's just light, isn't it? All of this is
Hello?
Hiya, I've had my... Shut up! It's his house, stop it! Yeah, I had my grandson round today and he was screaming. Your phone is really loud.
What's it?
Your, fox deterrent.
It's not on.
It is, because I can even hear it.
I'll ask my son. I thought they were all disabled, but I'll ask him.
It's definitely why not. He was screaming the
Okay.
place down.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome to another episode of How Is He Bugging My Equipment This Time? Okay. We voluntarily removed all the audible ultrasonic deterrents from our front and rear gardens just to stop the torrent of malicious nuisance complaints. But we still had foxes. So, what I did is I had these other devices. These devices I've modified. I've been in here and I have literally cut these speaker cables so they physically are incapable of making any noise. Now, I brought these inside because we've recently last week discovered these are broken in various crazy ways. I mean, look at that, that's buggered. I mean, that's buggered. Nothing's working right. This is how I left it, more or less, but there's an alarm here, that's now buggered. That should be going off, but it's not. It's buggered that somehow. And this has been flooded with water. So I think it's been literally watering it. So, as you can see, this is how I found it. I'm going to dismantle this so you can see what I did. Okay, let's first of all find a way to remove this. This is just a slightly modified window glass break sensor. When you set these to the right level, they behave a bit like tremblers. And they're not really waterproof, but you know, you can make them waterproof a bit, but they're not designed to be flooded by water. Okay, you see this is just water dripping out of this already. Okay, let's see if we can get in here. Okay, now, looks like everything is completely rusted solid. Look at this. Can't get anything to come. Yeah, there's nothing. And interestingly, it appears some of the screws are missing. I know for a fact I put them all back when I did the work on this originally. And I put sealants in there so it should not be rusted. If I didn't know any better, I would say someone's been in here. Someone other than me. Let's see if I can get into this. Okay. If you should be able to see here, obvious rust. Yeah, I'm sure you can see that. Loads of rust. Everything is rusted solid in there. Still working. Getting over a screwdriver. Same here. Everything is completely rusted. Right, I may have to drill these out. Right, discovered something interesting that might explain why this one isn't working. In disconnecting the solar panel connection, there's one broken wire. Wonder how that happened. And every time I play with this, more water leaks out of somewhere. I mean, so one of these things aren't working, they're flooded. Bit of a destructive entry. More destructive entry later. Almost in. It is broken anyway, I mean, it's good doing your hole. There's water everywhere. Every time. Like when it's cracking, more water poured out. I mean, the water's not working. There we go. Okay, well, let's just hold this together. There you go. That's the solar panel. Okay. Finally. Now, you'll see. I've just broke it into this. I had no time to change anything. You see, these wires are obviously disconnected from the terminals. These actually connect on the back, so I'll just find myself a little screwdriver. Okay. Just another screwdriver. Look at all this water. Water everywhere. So I'm just going to get this other screw off. So that is just fitted down there. And there's a little power adapter and these little knuckles here. They are what's holding it in right now, so we have to get rid of those. So we can put up. Get off there. Just come up with you. There you go. Okay. Right, here's the housing. Okay, so in here there is the little window for the PR sensor. There are little windows for where the lights are. And you've got your 4 piezo speakers there. Everything wires to the front of this surface mounted board here. You see there's the lights, LEDs, and all of those little cables plug in on the sides here. This is what I disconnected when I installed these to make sure no matter how much damage was done to this, it could not malfunction and make random noises. I wonder if the other one would be easier to get into, but I doubt it. It's probably flooded like the other one. Can't unscrew any of these either. They're either rusted, but they feel like they're threaded, which is really weird. I don't thread my screws. I think someone's been in there. I think someone else has been in there.